And yeah, it's just not that great. But I'll tell you what is great. Each and every one of you. Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring, and a very special video. This is the last video that I will be uploading this side of Christmas 2021. I will be taking a day off for Christmas Eve, so there will be no video on December the 24th. I should be back to regular updates straight after Christmas, leading up to the new year. But before going into that very short break, I wanted to post this video because I recently received my 2021 overview from YouTube, and it was pretty exciting reading. First of all, I wanted to say that in my head, I was kind of aiming to get to 7,800 subscribers for Christmas. We have already passed that mark. And if the figures continue at the rate they are going, I will be getting close to 8,000 subscribers as we go into the new year. If we can do that, that would be amazing, beyond my wildest dreams. That is absolutely fantastic, and I cannot thank everybody enough who has watched the videos, liked the videos, subscribed, shared it with their friends, commented. Everything like that really helps the channel. It really helps the channel to grow, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you very much. Watching this channel grow year on year is one of the greatest Christmas gifts ever. And seeing some familiar faces coming back time and time again to watch the new videos and leave their comments, that's fantastic. I really feel like there is a little community here, and I'm really proud to be a part of it. But that 7,800 subscriber mark isn't the only interesting stat. As I said, I have just had my overview from YouTube, and they can tell me that in 2021, you watched over 3.3 million minutes of footage that I created, which is pretty terrifying, really. It was over 653,000 unique views, and those views generated over 35,500 likes and 5,865 comments. Those are figures that I never would have imagined possible when I started this channel. So really, thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, for inquiring minds, I had the most views in April 2021. I can't possibly imagine what happened around that time that would have generated so many views. But anyway, this email from YouTube and reaching that 7,800 mark has inspired me to create this little video by way of thank you, just to show you a little bit of, I guess, how the sausage is made. I am still a very small channel, and I use a lot of guerrilla techniques. I'm basically shooting content around work and family and many other commitments, and I don't have dedicated workspaces. I don't have my very own studio to create content. Everything I do make, I'm shooting on phones. And because of the slightly haphazard way that I am throwing my channel together from day to day, I thought it might be interesting for some people who are just starting out, just trying to get their own channel off the ground, and might be thinking, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this dedicated space. And I thought it might help people to know that I am just muddling by, and I'm doing okay at the moment. So let's go on a little tour. So, I shoot in my kitchen. This is my studio, my study, my little workspace. And if anybody was ever interested, this is a black neoprene mat. I do most of my shooting on this. I do have, obviously, other neoprene mats that I use when I'm doing battle reports. But this is just my kitchen table. Sometimes I will put out a 6x4 overlay over the top of it. I have a portable gaming table that goes over the top. But most of the time, I'm just shooting straight on the table. And by the way, these are Christmas coverings because it is December. I don't normally have such garish furniture. Over here, we lead towards my little corner. This is my little hidey hole. This is where I spend an obscene amount of my time. And here is my best friend and my little foot warmer. This is Snuffy. Hey buddy, you asleep? Say hello to everybody at home. Yeah. This is Snuffy. I say, my best friend, he's not been very well recently, but he's pretty much back to normal. But he hangs out in my corner. He keeps me company when the kids are at school and the wife is at work, and I am sat in my little corner trying to think what I'm going to do to create something to entertain people. Yes, buddy. So, This is it. This is my little corner of my kitchen, the little corner that I carved out. I used to have my own study, and then I had a second child, and apparently that means you lose your study. But this is my little space, this is my little area, this is where I have all of my games, or a lot of them. There are some in storage. We have over here, this is a double wardrobe that is full of just Games Workshop stuff. Over here, this is basically stuff that I'm processing, things that I'm getting rid of, things that I'm reviewing, things that have been in storage and I'm getting out, circulating through. So it's a little bit messy. Look, there's Tugs. I reviewed that on the channel. You probably didn't see it. So over here, this is my paint station. It is not very elaborate. But when I'm shooting my painting videos, I have a clamp here, which clamps onto the front of the desk. And then I just sit there and paint. As I said, we have all of my games here, or a good chunk of them. Right at the very top, there is Kingdom Death Monster, My Greatest Folly. The game that I spent the most on that I never play. And then down here, these are my magnetized crates for miniatures. These have steel sheeting in the bottom of them. And then I stick magnets on the bottom of my stuff, and then those are all held in place. And as you can see, I can stack those up 3 high, 3 abreast, or 2 abreast in the case of the deeper one. There's a second shelf over there. And at the bottom of that shelf we have all of my D&D stuff. And all of my other books and things. My war games. And then another shelf again. As you can see, I basically cram everything in wherever I can. And then I have my laptop with my microphone with my pop filter, the most important thing, in my collection. So when I'm doing my videos where I'm using images from the internet and just talking over the top of it, I will sit here in my chair and I will just record into that mic there. Chuck it straight onto the laptop, edit it there, and throw it out into the world. And that's about that, really. So this is my painting station. This is one of the really old Citadel paint stations, the portable paint stations that you can carry around. You may have noticed as I was walking around that I have my Hero Quest goblins here. I painted these ages ago, but then I didn't have time to do the bases at the time, so I put them to one side, and then I completely forgot that I hadn't painted the bases, so I've just got these guys out in order to paint the flagstone bases to finish those off. So technically my Hero Quest restoration project still isn't finished. It keeps throwing up little things that I forgot to deal with. But while we were here, I did want to mention briefly one of the most unexpected things about running this channel. When I first created the channel, I never really expected it to come to all that much. I certainly never expected to get to the number of subscribers I have now. But of course, that was always the dream. And when you're creating content like this, at the back of your mind, you're always thinking, hey, maybe one day when my channel is big enough, occasionally a company might get in contact and say, would you like to review one of our products? And that's one of the goals I think many content creators have. It's being able to create those relationships with other people in the industry so that you can work together with people that you really admire. But what I didn't expect was the number of people who would really generously offer to send things to the channel. For example, we have here, this is a stack of homemade Blitz Bowl cards. This is all custom content created by Greg Lewis. He sent these in, and these aren't for sale because they are using Games Workshop assets. So before someone from Games Workshop sees these and thinks that something is amiss there, these were created just for home use, and this is a spare set that Greg sent to me. But that was just a really wonderful gift, and it does show that there are some really talented people out there in the world. I haven't really had a chance to use any of these cards yet, but I was in awe of the use of the art and the format and some of the ingenuity of the special rules put into those cards. And while you cannot buy those cards themselves, Greg does have other things that you can buy which use his own assets. I will put a link in the video description to some of his stuff so that you can check that out for yourself if you would like to. I think he would really appreciate it if you would go and check it out. The other thing here is something that I'm going to do in another video another time. It's something that I really wanted to put some paint on and I haven't got around to yet. These are Prince August miniatures that were sent in by subscriber John Middleton, and they are lovely. I will talk about them another time, but again, just another thing that was sent in just because people are really kind and generous, and it really is such an amazing thing that I'm just here doing what I do and people are reaching out to me saying, would you like me to send you this? And I really appreciate that. It's such an amazing thing, and I feel very honoured that people are prepared to create things and send them in. Those Prince August miniatures were actually cast by John himself at home, so just really talented people just doing what they do in the hobby that they love and then wanting to share that with me as well. I think it's just an amazing thing. And here's something else as well, something up on my wall which I want to show you. Not those, but hey, why not? Let's show you those too. I am a bit of a Lego geek, so I of course have some Lord of the Rings Lego on my wall. Why wouldn't I? My wife is obviously delighted that I have Lord of the Rings Lego on our kitchen wall, but it's above that we have some beautiful, beautiful hand-drawn work from Dark Realm Maps. This was sent into the channel by Toby Lancaster. He is absolutely amazing at what he does. Again, this is not something that was sent in as a sponsorship deal. This wasn't something that was sent in order to do a cross promotion or anything. It was just a gift to me from Toby, and I love it. So there we have it. This is me. This is my space. This is where I spend an ungodly amount of my time. And I wouldn't have it any other way, really. I absolutely love sitting in that chair, which is a very well-worn chair. I spend so much time in it, I often eat in it, and I get to do what I love doing, and I get to share it with everybody else. And really, I'm not sure I've really got much more to say than that. I really just thought it might be interesting to somebody somewhere to see the space that I work in, to see that I'm not doing things on any kind of grand scale. I really am just piecing this channel together as I go, fitting it into my life around everything else, and just doing the best I can, really. So if you're just starting out a channel for yourself and you're thinking, oh, I need this, I need that, you really don't. Just chuck some stuff together, put it out in the world, show everybody what you're doing. It's a wonderful thing to do. But that's it from me for now. As a final note, I will mention that it has come to my attention that sometimes people who are subscribed to the channel become unsubscribed through nefarious means from YouTube. So if you have found this video and you think you're subscribed to the channel but you haven't had any updates from me recently, do please check to make sure you are still subscribed. I generally update the channel 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I plan to continue doing that as much as I possibly can. I sometimes throw in extra videos between everything else as well. And of course, if you like this video, please consider pressing the like button. And if you really like the video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so. And then it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Snuffy. And hopefully, we will see you all again very soon. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.